let's go to Lisa in Little Rock. Lisa, what's happening?
Hi. I want to express my gratitude for the Dave Ramsey organization, Dave Ramsey and the other personalities. I've grown into adulthood. I'm 56, but it probably took me till I was 40 to start growing up, and Dave Ramsey has helped me on that journey.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. How can we help?
I'm calling today because we're getting ready to do a will. It's been long overdue. We have a son that is a ne'er-do-well, and we don't want to fund stupid. And he's got 2 children. The oldest is maybe 12 that we've never met. And they're being raised in stupid. Today, I knew it was coming, but today I found out in writing that I have been disinherited. My father was very abusive, and I walked away 7 years ago. I don't want our son to feel like I feel, even though I knew I did the right thing. I don't know if I can have both things. Sometimes we can't have both things.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know, how do you honorably not leave an inheritance to your children? And then should I just skip a generation, set up like a college fund for his children, not a college fund, a fund for his children. And if they're flying straight, if they're doing well, we pay for a semester of college. And if they're not, it reverts to somewhere else. I want to be honorable.
So I think the person you need to be honorable to first is you. And the person you need to be honorable first to is you and your husband, and what your decision is going to be about your money and your legacy and your investment in whoever's future. And
my husband's perfectly fine with not being unkind, but not leaving anything to him. I'm the one with this new experience.
And why do you not want to leave him with something again? Because you're saying he's doing stupid?
Yeah.
How old is your son?
He's done stupid his whole life.
Yeah, how old is he? How old is he?
36.
Okay. All right.
What's a conversation with him like these days? Are y'all in contact at all?
There is none. He doesn't answer the phone. He doesn't answer texts.
Okay.
About once every 2 years, he'll call my husband and say hi.
Okay. And why does he not talk to you anymore?
I was a stepmom.
Okay.
And as soon as he was old enough to leave the house, he chose his mother. She had a more relaxed. She didn't have a schedule. She didn't have a home routine, and we did. And I was too strict in keeping it with all my children. But with him being the stepchild, he really didn't need that. And so he left at 16.
Okay.
And he kind of turned his back on us. But I turned my back on my father. But we didn't abuse him. And
it's a very different situation. And so you're projecting your pain onto him. You're projecting your hurt into a totally different situation.
Okay.
And so what I wanted. Yeah, your pain is very different than his. And what you need to do is get with your husband and feel very good about your legacy. And then you need to do what's right by you and what y'all want to do. Your stepson doesn't have a automatic right to your money.
No, wait. We're going to talk about this after the break.
All right, how about this? Let's hang on. Hang on, Lisa.
I got something to say about this.
All right, let's hang on. And Lisa, I want you to know something. Off the air, me and Anthony had some good discussions, and we are in complete disagreement on moving forward for you. So are you ready for us to hash this out with you?
Yes.
Well, here's my thing. I don't disagree that the state that your son is in right now, that he doesn't deserve anything. Here's where I disagree at, that he still needs to be in the will. But he needs to be in the will from his father and you with stipulations. That,
okay.
And I think you put in the will very clearly, here are the stipulations. And when you all put that in the will, you somehow try to reach out to your son, whether that's via a letter, whether that's via a phone call, and let him know, hey, we want to communicate with you. We want to have a relationship with you. And son, we want this before, we transition and go off to heaven. And so if you can honor that, we will honor you in our will. But if you cannot honor that, and if you cannot respect us, then you will not receive anything from our transition. So I'm saying have stipulations in the will that says if this is met, if here's something for the kids, if my son does X, Y, Z, or da 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 da, whatever that is that you and your husband can agree upon, leave him with something. Because here's why, and here's the truth. I believe that life can change in the next 3 months, 2 years. We don't know what can happen. And so if we can give him the possibility for change, I believe we speak what we seek, hoping that we will see what we spoke. And I believe that if your son hears you all's heart, receives a letter from you and his father saying, hey, we are preparing for this day. But before then, we want a relationship with you. We want a relationship with our grandchildren. And we want to honor you. But we feel obligated that we cannot bless stupid. But we can bless honor. Does that make sense?
It does. And we don't really even require that he come around much or call much. We just don't want him to be stupid with his money. I understand. He's a little boy whose parents got divorced and his dad got remarried. He is hurting to this day. But we don't need to sound stupid. And I learned that from you all.
Yeah.
Right.
And here's the thing, too. And I may say this, and y'all may not like me after this show, and that's fine. I'll love you.
I'll like you. I might disagree with you, but I can do both.
Okay. I think your husband needs to step up more. I think that your husband needs to step up and say, hey, son, I know what happened years ago probably hurt you. Let's talk about it. If you need to cuss me out, cuss me out. If you need to scream, scream. If you need to cry, cry. Let's be two grown men and let's hash this out. Let me know how I hurt you, how it impacted you, and then let's talk it out. And if you're scared to do it with us two, let's sit down with someone. Let's call into the Dr. John Deloney show and get some counseling to help this out. Because I think it's the father's responsibility somewhat. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying somewhat to reach out and say, son, let's fix this. And then I think he will have a peace if your son stays in a stupid mindset, stays in this whole I don't care about you all. Then I would have a peace as a father saying, I reached out, I wrote a letter, I even put stipulations inside my will. I'm going to heaven with a peaceful mind saying that I tried to leave a legacy. I tried to give my son something, but my son refused. The last thing I want on your heart or on your husband's heart is, did we really try everything that we should have tried to build that relationship? Right.
Yeah. I can completely respect that.
And so I'm going to say that Anthony are much closer than I thought we were during the break.
I mean,
okay,
good.
He said it in a more eloquent way. Your values are your values, and your money is your money.
Correct.
And so, in a very similar vein, it's up to you and your husband to decide what are the stipulations and who's going to be the beneficiary. I'm with Anthony in this. I'm going to go to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
I'm going to mine the depths of hell for my son.
Yeah.
I'm going to get teary just saying those words right here on the show.
Yeah.
And I also know I've worked with too many people, hundreds and thousands over the years, who their kids just walk away.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I don't want the parent listening to this, I don't want your husband listening to this, for him to have his hands around his face and him saying, I have, and my kid keeps walking away. So it's a both and. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's your money.
Have our choices and our free agency.
That's right. It's your values, and I'm with Anthony. I don't want to die without my son holding the letter with him knowing how much I love him.
Yeah.
I don't want my stepson to die. I don't want me to die without my stepson knowing how much I put in to get him on the phone, to get in his grandkid's life every single chance I could. And I also don't want to take your pain. You did a hard thing. You walked away from an abusive father. You broke free. And it's going to cost you financially, but your soul is going to be lighter.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, my soul already is. I'll tell you what I did. I knew this was coming. It's a little shocking to see it in writing.
Mm-hmm.
I knew this was coming, but I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And so I have dove in, immersed myself in sources to teach me about my eternal inheritance from my Heavenly Father. And it has really helped. Christ is there crying with me as he laughs with me, and he is walking me through this. And then surrounding myself with people who teach wisdom. I'm okay, but it's just shocking to see it there. And I didn't want to make the same mistake with my stepson, his son.
Totally different pains and totally different situations that look very similar. Okay.
But I can accept that. And we can sit down and we can get this done.
I love it. Lisa, you have helped a chunk of people across this country today, so I want to thank you for your openness and your vulnerability.
Absolutely.
And for joining us.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for spurring on a great conversation with me and my friend here.
Yeah.
As we wrap our heads around, how do you honor somebody? How do you protect them from themselves? How do you do right by your money? And how do you go beyond the extra mile to let your kids know, however old they are, 5, 25, 36, 46, that I love you more than life itself, and I'm going to keep chasing and I'm going to keep pursuing you and keep pursuing you.
And you know what, too, man? And we can finish this here. Let's end the show like this. Even if my son never came around, I would still leave my son with something, man.
I would too.
Because I believe in the word grace. And how often do we as individuals have grace when we don't deserve it? And I think sometimes that grace, when we don't deserve it, is the same thing that made us change our life. And I think if I left my son something with a very detailed letter saying why I left this, even though you didn't deserve this, but because I loved you more than you treated me, we never know what kind of impact that could have on his life or her life, whoever it is.
That's exactly right. Where I've seen parents struggle is when they know their kid is an addict.
Yeah.
When they know their kid has some dangerous habits.
Yeah.
And they understand that putting $100,000 in an account may hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I get that parental tension. Yeah. That's different than someone, uses language I don't like. Right? But it's a hard thing and it's a tension and it's something that every one of us is going to have to grapple with.
Right.